Stephen A. Smith here, giving you guys the Stephen A. Smith top 3 plays of the week. Shout out to everybody that participated. The more people participate, the higher we will go. Right here, you have Georgia Tech up 21-14 with the amazing user pick, guarding his man one-on-one. Here you have Texas A&M, who's been rolling, ranked number 1 right now. Defense playing phenomenal, winning 52-0. And number 21 came with an amazing pick to set this thing up to a 58-0 blowout. He will be playing on Sundays for sure. And not being biased, but I had to go with Colorado Buffaloes junior kick returner Elijah, number 16. The kid is a beast. He ran 101 yards back to the house. This put him at number 2 amongst all GFSSL players to have the longest return. Add different things, man. And let me know in the comments if you guys like it together or separate. But anyway, let's get right to it. Alabama defeated Ole Miss 49-3. Then you had Oregon and Washington. Oregon been playing very well, man. That's Uso Ryder, but he did turn the ball over 3 times. Washington quarterback lit it up, man. He threw 309, 3 TDs, no interceptions, and then he was able to spread it out in the passing game. Was just too much offensively for Uso Ryder, but he did create some turnovers as well. Taking a look at USC and Colorado, this is another very good football game. Colorado in the second quarter was really able to put a stamp in this football game. They was up 24-7 in the first half. USC made it a game in the second half. Colorado need to learn how to play a full 60 minutes because at the end of the day, it's about 60 minutes, you know. And then when we get to the fourth quarter, we can slow it down. We both paired with 3 turnovers apiece. We got into a little situation where it was 4th and 4. I was up 10. I was going to go for it, but USC paused the game and said, hey, man, the rule is 4th and 10 of 5 or something like that. And I went on to punt the ball. So, I mean, it's all about just communicating. I don't make anything from this league. I do it for entertainment. So if there's a rule or something like that that I missed unintentionally, let me know, man. It's not that big of a deal. 3 interceptions, man, was a lot of interceptions from Larry Arnett, but he was able to really finish strong. I mean, he didn't play great, but he was able to still get things done in the run game as well. It came down to the run game. Can you guys imagine me, of all people, able to have over 111 yards, 6.9 yards a carry? Carlin is basically telling me, hey, man, give me the football. I'm tired of you just throwing the ball and all that in the spread offense, and that's what we was able to do. Austin, junior receiver, was able to have 7 catches, 108. We didn't really do much in the pass game. We really did more of our stuff on the defensive side of the ball, creating an interception, and then we had a few sacks, 3 sacks total, and we had a freshman come in, man, 4 starters to earn his spot late in the season, man. This kid been playing great, man, on special teams, and I noticed, and I was like, man, let me throw him out here and see what he can do for me, man. Let me put him on the right outside linebacker position, and hey, man, he earned him a spot, definitely. So it was a very good game right there. That put us in position, man, in regards to the Pac-12. I think we're number 3. We're going to go over that, too. Oklahoma defeated UL Monroe 59-14. Texas Tech defeated Utah 24-16. Michigan rolled over Northwestern 49-7. Oklahoma State barely defeated West Virginia 28-26. Miami defeated Louisville 42-14. Auburn defeated Jacksonville State 61-24. Penn State defeated Illinois 45-14. Kansas State and Georgia Tech, man. Kansas State is just one of them teams, man, that's owned by OJ/me, man. He's a very good user, but he just cannot get anything going in the college football for Kansas State. Look forward to see what he's going to do the next college football game. Are he going to stick with Kansas State, or are he going to go somewhere else? And he didn't win. He did win a turnover battle, but just scoring 14 points in the second quarter really was the big difference in this matchup. Taking a look at Tulane and UCF. UCF was able to defeat Tulane 31-21. Very surprised in this matchup, but I'm not surprised overall because everybody can be beat in this league. This is a very good, tough league. Turnovers was 4-1. That is really the big difference in this matchup. Scoring 14 points in the second quarter to putting it down 24-14, but maybe in the second half is when those turnovers came about. Frederick Wells draft stock probably is decreasing right now, man. I mean, 3 interceptions, that is a lot of turnovers right there in one game, along with Larry Arnett. Larry Arnett played good for the Colorado Buffs last season, but he came back this year and he has been turning the ball over a little bit. But, I mean, hey, we'll see what happens, man. But turning the ball over is definitely not good. Texas rolled over Michigan State 62-28. They also won in the turnover battle. Complete domination. We'll take a look at Texas. Texas was able to have 241, 3 TDs, 1 interception. They also was able to get a lot going in the run game as well as in the receiving with standout Shannon Vick, wide receiver, 4 catches, 81 yards, 21 touchdowns, sophomore deep threat. I mean, hey, that's great stuff right there. Texas is a former champion, so it's great to see what he's able to do. Taking a look at Wisconsin defeated Maryland 59-13. Then you had Georgia versus Tennessee. I was able to watch a little bit of this game, but I'm making this video for you guys. The score in the first half was 17-10, very tight game. But in the second half, Georgia was able to roll over with the defense creating 4 turnovers and still able to come out victorious. That is damn good right there. So a lot of games was played this week. Syracuse defeated Duke 63-3. Texas A&M ran over Bowling Green 61-3. That is absolutely incredible. Taking a look at the Heisman race as of right now, taking a look and see if anything changed. You have Michigan now has a running back that's in the top 3. He was not in last week, along with Sean McNulty. Texas A&M still have a total of 3 guys. They had 4, but that's still pretty amazing with Joey Cardoza, senior, 6'3", 240 from Miami, Florida, that's in the lead in regards to the Heisman race. Taking a look at the top 25 right now, you have Texas A&M, Miami, Texas, Syracuse, Georgia Tech, Michigan, Clemson, Alabama, UCLA, and Notre Dame. Penn State, Georgia, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, Wisconsin, Florida, Auburn, UMass, Oklahoma, UCF, Washington, Texas State, Tulane, New Mexico, and Boston College. Taking a look at the conference standings, since we are around that point right now, ACC, you got Syracuse, Clemson, Georgia Tech, Miami, NC State, all battling out. In American, you got UConn, Army, BYU, Navy, UAB, UMass, and UTSA. Big 12 right now is very, very wide open. You got Houston, Kansas State still, although they're 1-4, still 1-0 in the conference. If they can get into the conference championship, the record don't matter. Oklahoma State, Texas A&M, and Texas Tech. Big 10 right now, you got Temple, Michigan, Minnesota, Penn State, Purdue, Wisconsin, all in the battle in regards to that. This USA, Florida International, Middle Tennessee, as well as Kennesaw State. FBS Independence, MAC, you got Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, battling it out. You got MWC, Wyoming, Colorado State, Hawaii, and New Mexico. In the Pac-12, man, it's wide open. You got Washington, a team that was damn near last season, now number 1. Boise State is moved up. Colorado, even though they're 2-3, they are now number 3 right now, and they do play Washington this year, so things can get very interesting along with Boise State, Notre Dame, Oregon State, and Stanford. SEC right now is the SEC, man. These guys are the kings. I think they're going to have more guys in the playoffs this season. Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Florida, Kentucky, LSU, and Vanderbilt. And then you have the Sun Belt, Georgia State, Louisiana, Marshall, and Southern Mississippi. Very interesting right there, man. The computer been beating a lot of teams, so I say, hey, man, we're going to start putting them into these analysts. Oh, week 6, you had 2 guys from Michigan in regards to players of the week. Andy West at Northwestern played. They defeated this team 49-7. He has a total of 6 tackles, 3 sacks. Robbie Everett, wide receiver, 7 receptions, 262 yards, 37.4 receiving yards average, and he probably had some touchdowns, but my camera won't show it. Taking a look at the recruiting right now to see if anything changed. The Colorado Buffs are still in the battle for the 5-star recruit. That is Justice Ease. Oklahoma State has now picked up Eric Carrera. He is a complete beast, 4-star. He decided to go to Oklahoma State. Taking a look at the top classes right now, Wisconsin, I know, is in the top 3. Notre Dame, Georgia, Oklahoma, Alabama are your top 5, where Notre Dame has a total of 6. 5 stars. Then you have Miami, Penn State, Georgia Tech, Texas A&M is still at that number 9 spot, along with Tulane. And after that, the rest is the same. Taking a look for the scores of this matchup in regards to the scores and the games to watch, we will take a look at that. You got Florida and Texas State. You guys know I always give you guys my picks. I'm going to take Florida in this matchup. I just think that Florida is definitely a little too much for Texas State. You got Georgia Tech and Louisville. I'm going to go Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is a football team that has definitely been winning games, bringing that Georgia Tech style of play back to the GFSSL league. You got Notre Dame and TCU. I think it's going to be a very good game, but I think Notre Dame is just going to be a little bit too much for TCU, and they are definitely one of the strongest teams in the Pac-12. NC State and Clemson, I'm going to go Clemson. Clemson has a lot of weapons on the offensive side of the ball. They also have a very good running back who is an Heisman candidate for this season.